good. $19,000. This is around here.
Email about the woodchuck.
They do this?
That was last week. I had emailed and said, I'd like to add this to my list. Things we do. Lady, I'll tell you after.
No, I didn't see that.
Woodchuck coming in here.
Yeah, I'll talk to you too. I thought it'd be easier with this new Google. Like, for some reason, my town like Elizabeth doesn't show up in my general email.
In the Gmail?
Yeah. I have to go search for it every time. By you or Dan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look at that. I don't know.
Probably user error.
Mine wasn't syncing one day. It was like 2:30. I'm like, wow, slow email day. I only got 9 today. And then I looked in Gmail. I'm like, 52.
Isn't it
Wasn't
driving
syncing.
nuts? Like,
Great.
Oh my gosh. I know.
Oh my God.
When we were up north last
Thought it was
oh
quiet.
my gosh, these emails.
I know. I really thought I was having a quiet day. I'm like, oh, crap. Technical problems.
Pretty good, John. Who's that? Oh, it must be from Bill and Martin.
That's Natasha. It's showing up on there. Let's go.
All right, we're ready. Go ahead. All right, good evening. I'd like to call to order the Town Board meeting for the Town of Lisbon at the Lisbon Town Hall, Monday, June 24th, 2019 at 6:32 p.m. Roll call, please.
Supervisors Gamino,
Here.
Moonen,
Here.
Plotecker,
Here.
Beal,
Here.
also present, Town Administrator Gina Gresh,
Here.
Town Clerk Dan Green, and DPW Director Joe DeStefano. Here. Chairman Osterman was excused.
All right. Pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, item number 3, comments from citizens present. All right, if you would, I'd ask you to head to the podium, state your name and your address.
My name is Edward Wick. My address is N65 W22201 St. James Parkway, Lot 09, Sussex, Wisconsin, 53089. On June 5th, 2015, there was arson at my house, and I saved a woman from a fire. And I'd like to apply for the Medal of Valor through the Town of Lisbon.
We'll have to talk to Doug about that, how to do that.
That's about all I have to say.
What date was that, sir?
June 5th, 2015.
And do you know about what time?
About 10:30, I think it was.
PM?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, that's all I have to. I just respectfully request. So.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other citizens wish to speak? All right, item number 4, the consent agenda. Items listed under the consent agenda are considered in one motion unless a town board member requests that an item be removed from the consent agenda. There are five items on the consent agenda. Would anyone like any of the items removed? Would anyone like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Motion made by Tadia,
I'll second it.
seconded by Becky. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Item number 5, approval of bills.
All right, our top 5 expenditures, we have a total of $199,140.63. Total, or top 5 expenditures, $66,740.19 for advanced disposal May collection services, $62,440.48 to the Waukesha County Treasurer for July police services and quarters 1 and 2 tax billing, $22,072.30 for Compass Minerals for February salt invoices, $12,428.74 to LF George for a DPW stumper capital purchase. It was in the budget for $12,500. And $5,350 Grota appraisals for May and June assessment work.
All right, thank you. Anyone like to make a motion on the bills?
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay. On June 4th, there's the bill for $477.40 for a driveway culvert in Mountain, must be Meadows. Do we pay for that and then we get reimbursed from the homeowner?
No, we give them one replacement, right, for
Yeah,
culvert?
The homeowner who built the new home, they're responsible for the initial culvert, but the policy in the town of Lisbon is if they have a failed culvert, we would go inspect it and then replace it if needed.
Okay, just once? Just curious. Whatever.
They last 20, 30 years. So, I mean, I say once because I think every person that be here would say they've done it once, right? I guess, but technically, if the house is 100 years old and they
Wow.
paid for 3, I think the town would pay for 3. I mean,
Okay.
it was just, they're just responsible for that initial. I mean, you
Oh.
know, and it's not, they don't call and say we need a culvert, we show up and put it in. I mean, we look at it, we got lights and ways to
Sure.
inspect them.
Sure.
And I mean, if it needs it, it's, yes, you know,
Okay.
and most of them are getting to that point, you know.
Okay. Just curious.
If somebody's doing a driveway too, you know, you're not, you wanna be nice to her, then I think fair, you know, if that thing's 2 years away from being toast and they're gonna put a brand new driveway, you hate to go tear their new driveway up and we try to
Exactly.
work with them on that stuff.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Just curious, were they putting in a new driveway this particular one?
That one was, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And we typically don't do that many per year.
No, I'd say half a dozen-ish of driveway culverts a year on average.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
I'll make a motion, we accept the list of bills.
I second.
All right. Motion made by Becky, seconded by Linda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0. All right. Item number 6, announcements and correspondence. I'll go through the meeting schedule first. These are the meetings June 14th through August 12th. On June 24th, we'll have normal supervisor hours at 6 p.m., followed by town board at 6:30 p.m. July 2nd, there will be a public safety committee at 6:30 p.m. at the town hall here. The offices will be closed on July 4th and July 5th for the observance of Independence Day. July 8th, supervisor's hours again with the regular town board at 6:30. July 9th, Lisbon Merton Joint Border Agreement public hearing at 6:30 p.m. and that will be at
Here.
the town hall. All right. July 11th, Planning Commission at 6:30. July 15th, Park Committee at 6:30 at the Richard Young Memorial Fire Station. Wednesday, July 17th will be the Sanitary District Committee at 7:30 p.m. July 22nd, again, will be a town board meeting at 6:30 p.m. And August 8th, we'll have another Planning Commission, and August 12th, another town board meeting. Does anyone else have any other announcements for meeting dates?
There will be a JPC meeting also on July 1st, and that will be here at Town Hall at 6:30.
What is that? I'm sorry.
Joint Plan Commission meeting
Oh.
with the Village of Sussex.
July 1st, 6:30 PM, Joint Planning Commission. All right. Thank you. And the 2019 Waukesha County recycling dividends. Would you like to go through that?
Sure. The recycling dividends, after the budget was adopted, we got a letter from the county stating that our dividends would be decreasing quite significantly, which they did. So we got a little over 19,000 this year compared to, we got 53,000 last year. And the
Wow.
letter, very detailed letter, explains why they went down and recycling costs and,
That much?
yeah, everybody's took a huge cut.
Wow.
So, unfortunately,
Wow.
that's the short version. Long version's in the packet.
Is there any way for citizens to help increase that for next year?
I don't know. I'm not sure if more recycling would help, if it's more on the vendor end and the state end. That I'm not too sure yet, but I can talk to Dale Shaver about it. I've got another topic to discuss with him, so I can add that to my list.
He's from Waukesha County?
Yep, he's the director of Parks and Land Use.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gina. Anyone else have anything on item 6? If not, item 7, department reports, administrative report.
All right, just a few things. First one is compost site budget revenues. I started working on budget and with Deputy Clerk Natasha John learning how to do the compost site passes and doing the compost site payroll. She was asking if anybody other than the town and village of Merton residents can use the compost site, and we explained to her about the contract. And she asked if the town would be open to creating a non-resident compost site pass for whatever fee. And I said I would ask the board if they want. You know, we could do a quick little survey on Facebook, see what we get back. I don't know how much of an impact that would make on the compost site, but people are willing to pay more than what we charge for it that don't live here.
When we've been there, I talked to a couple Merton people, and they said this is such a deal.
Mm-hmm.
Such a deal. They would pay more. One guy told us.
Yeah, another community that neighbors us, they would like to pay more to get one of our passes.
Well,
So,
the question I had is, do we run out ever? I mean, if we were to sell them elsewhere, how would we limit that? And would it impact our residents' ability to use and get as much as they want from our site?
and that's what I'm not sure. I don't know how much interest is really out there.
But do we ever run out ourselves?
When you say run out,
Bart?
it's more of a bringing in than a going out type of thing. You know, like we do have mulch there, we'll never run out, because they keep bringing brush, so then we can make more mulch. You know, what I've done over the years, because when we would grind that huge pile of brush, we have this mountain of mulch, right? And mulch, if it sits and doesn't get turned around, it gets hot inside, it can actually start a fire, you know, and be nasty. So we just kind of send a lot of it away, they take it for free, and it makes sense, because otherwise it rots and it's nasty and it's useless. So we keep a nice fresh pile there, residents love it. I mean, I've heard feedback, it's like, this is really nice, you know, whatever. So then maybe once in, coming up here in a few weeks, I'll bring them in for just a half a day to a full day of grinding. We'll replenish that mulch pile, that'll get us through the rest of the year. So there's always gonna be mulch. Generally, there probably will always be compost too. Mulch, I would never worry about running out. Compost, maybe if we had a huge draw of people from another municipality, I mean, that could become an issue. I just would look at it as a standpoint of, you know, we already invested a week in grinding there and wages and, you know, renting that, great, we got the contracts for the grinder and all that. Not a big deal, as long as we make sure the money we're getting from the next municipality is enough to suffice to maybe more days of grinding or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
We won't know until we start bringing these people in, how much more it's gonna bring, but, you know, it's a potential moving of the compost site, which it's kind of falling on deaf ears
I
at
was
the
gonna say-
moment. We don't know what,
Yeah.
I'm waiting for those calls to come to me than me being too
Okay.
crazy about it. It's gonna happen, I think, but
Next year, yeah.
they're just not pushing the issue, so I'm just kind of.
Who wanted to move it?
Shenandoah needs to
Yeah.
get in there and quarry out more of that gravel that's underneath it.
Gotcha.
Which is fine, it'll be easy to have when they're ready to, they kinda need to take step one, and then we can
Yeah.
kinda take step
Exactly.
two.
Okay.
And then, so yeah, I think it would be okay, but it would be a trial and error a little bit.
Yeah.
Payne and Dolan won't like it.
No? Okay.
Won't like outside communities?
No, they did not like it when we opened it up to Merton, Sussex and Merton.
Oh.
They let us use it for free because they want to be good neighbors, But I talked to them and,
Just recently?
no, last year.
Okay.
And they, that's why they charge the Mertens $1,000 to use it. And this way they would not have anybody to charge. I think it's a bad idea.
Oh, I respect that.
Mhm. I didn't even think of that.
I did not know that either.
I didn't either, yeah.
We wanna respect their.
Yeah, because they were not happy with us when we opened it up to the other people, so. And that's when they came up with the $1,000 fee.
Oh,
They
okay.
charge Merton that? I
They
didn't know
charge
that.
both Mertens $1,000
Really?
a year.
Yeah. Well,
Never mind.
never mind. Never mind, we'll respect
I
that.
withdraw that.
Yep.
Next item, impact fees spending plan update. At the May 23rd board meeting, I reviewed the town's impact fees, how we have to spend them, by when, projects. Parks Director John Greaton and I were talking about either doing the flushable toilets at Community Park or maybe replacing the pavilion here and making flushable toilets and a wet kitchen at Town Hall Park. And we decided we would like to move forward with the flushable toilets in Community Park. So as reported last time, we need to spend at least $17,647 to meet the impact fee laws. And Kunkel Engineering, Mitch, they have a certified architect that can draw up plans, and he's gonna meet with John this week, look at plans and give us a design quote, see what it would take to get that going. So probably won't be put in this year, I'm guessing, unless things move really quickly, I don't know. But at least we have to get the ball rolling and get those monies spent, otherwise we have to give it back.
Oh, let's spend it.
Yeah. Next one, 2020 budget work. Department heads have their capital improvement plan papers and their operating budget worksheets to start on. The timeline's on the next page, so you mark your calendars with the extra meeting dates for all the budget workshops. And two more things, the assessment RFP, singular. One came in on Friday, and it's from Groda. So I don't know if that's good or bad, we only got one. I'm not sure.
How does it compare? Oh, can you answer that now or no?
I honestly haven't even looked at it yet.
Okay.
We just got the one, so,
Well, they probably know Broder does it.
yeah, it was him, so.
Yeah.
And then one other thing, it came up after the packets and the agenda was done. Governor Evers, and in the budget, it was proposed that they want to take all the local control away from municipalities about quarries. And I would like to send a letter on behalf of the town asking the governor to veto that budget bill. I mean, it would take away all control, so if a resident calls and something's wrong with their well, they would have to call the state.
Oh,
Yeah. And we have pretty good control, local control and monitoring over that, and that's what the letter
please send the letter.
would say. So I'll send everybody a copy of it, but I wanted to get that out sooner than later.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome. And any questions about the budget workshops? No? All right, that's all I got.
All right, town clerk report.
The newsletters for the fall, I sent an email looking for articles, so if you guys have any articles, please let me know, or if any of the boards or commissions that you represent are looking to put anything in the newsletter, please let me know that too, including sanitary, parks, whoever. So, new ideas are always welcome. And filing project updates, Gina and I were able to go over to the fire station, was it 2 weeks ago now?
Yeah.
And so we got to clean up a lot of files. Unfortunately, that means bringing a lot of them back here to be shredded. So we're looking for a shredding company that will do that for a good price. So we do have some quotes out there currently to have somebody just come and on-site shred it and take care of it. So on a different note, I met with Laserfish to go over their digital format for electronic filing of documents. It went really well. He's going to be in on Thursday as well to give an actual presentation of how the system works. So hopefully if we can find it in the budget or potentially have something for you guys at the next meeting or in a couple of meetings to possibly present to you guys. But I think this will be really good for the town. We have so many not just open records requests, but requests for documents, for planning commission documents, or for just people looking for their own property files. We try and fill those requests with what we have But being able to look that up and not have to contact Brian or sit there for 20, 30 minutes looking for those documents would be a huge help. So,
At the fire station.
yeah, or go to a different building to look for them. So just wanted to keep you guys in the loop on that, and hopefully the presentation goes well on Thursday. And that's it.
All right. Thank you, Dan. Item 7, we'll do the fire department report. I think I'll just read it on behalf of the chairman. For the month of May 2019, total personnel looks like we went up 1 to 54. And calls for service, total overall calls were 112 calls for service, with the highs going to medical for 39 calls and 34 inter-facility transports. Also, too, there was 8 vehicle crashes in there. As far as inspections go, there was 15 total inspections completed. And total trainings were at 15, same as last month. And also education classes was at 13 as well. As far as the chief's report, on May 22nd through May 24th, Lisbon Fire taught CPR at Hamilton High School. On May 20th, Lisbon Fire Department and Flight for Life had an open house and a blood drive. Chief Brom also attended officers meeting, county chiefs meeting, a couple of Bark River meetings, and a medical control meeting. Respectfully submitted, Chief Douglas Brom. All right, any questions on that? Moving ahead to item 8, supervisor's report. Anyone have anything to report?
No, we have our big meeting on the 17th. Now, certainly we'll have something to report after that meeting.
All right, thank you, Linda. Becky, anything?
No, nothing from me.
Well, we had our first community picnic, and I think reports had that going pretty well. Somebody was tallying how many people were there. It looks like about 550 people overall through the course of the event, and I'm told that's a good kickoff, so hopefully we can keep that going and grow from there. Any feedback is appreciated.
Yes. Also, there was a nice car show, and a nice local band. So, and the food truck was a hit. I heard from somebody today that they were very impressed.
good.
And the beer was a hit too.
And the beer
All
was,
of it.
and was good. So everything was a good start. So
And Molly.
thank you to everybody who put forth effort to organize that, and in the years to come, hopefully we can have bigger successes. All right. Moving on to item 9, unfinished business. The item will be discussion necessary action to approve the front office and meeting room countertop upgrade with LaBelle Vernice at a cost not to exceed $27.55.
Last month I brought this to the town board about replacing or having the epoxy overlay in the front office counter, and then we wanted to see what this would cost. So she came back a quote for $1,276 for here and the $1,479 for front, and that totals $2,755, and that leaves a balance of $3.72. That's pretty good. Whew. And as of today, she did write me back. She can get us on the schedule August 12th. That's the soonest we can get on. She's booked up pretty far out, so I would recommend approval.
Can I just ask a
Yeah, discussion?
So that will take that balance of that account down to essentially nothing.
Yep.
I mean, I think that the project looks great, and I love the idea of doing both and having it all look similar. And I've heard great feedback on
Yep.
how Town Hall is looking, so I think that's to your credit. It all looks
Thank
gorgeous.
you.
My only question is there any chance there's going to be any emergency need for any funds that will no longer be available once this is depleted?
That I can't answer, but I did get wind today that the town of Brookfield wants to buy another liquor license from us. We're allowed to sell them 3. We did 2, and they're willing to send us a check for another one, so.
Are we shortchanging ourselves if we do that?
No, we
No?
have lots of licenses, and with census coming up, I'm sure we'll pick up another one. So, yeah.
How many licenses do we have?
Oh my God. We have, 8 reserves and 12 regulars?
Yeah.
That's a
And
lot.
we haven't used any of our reserves yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awful.
Well, without generating other money,
Right.
is there any anticipation of a need for those funds if we've depleted the accounts?
No, the other things that I wanted to do can wait till next year. That's okay. This is more important to get everything tied in and finished up.
And you said it's a lot cheaper than replacing the whole thing.
Yeah. That was like 5 digits. They wanted to rip the whole counters out, replace everything, build new. I'm like, we don't need all that. We just cover up the pink. I don't know, make it look nice. So, and then the vents, Joe.
Yeah.
She said she can paint those and make them
I was gonna
match
talk
everything.
to
But if you can take those out and like fill it in, she can cover it right over it.
I wanted, we talked to Mike and I talked to her doing that.
Yep.
And then I was gonna get the info from her, but she can do that. I just wanna know like kinda how imperfect it can be. I mean, so maybe I'll have to give her a holler.
Okay.
That's fine.
I can get your number. And Amy, our treasurer, had it done at her house. She showed us pictures, and it is amazing. Her kitchen looks totally different. It looks great. So we're very excited about that.
Okay.
Linda, anything discussion-wise?
I make a motion. We accept the Bell Bernice's estimate to do the town hall countertop as well as the conference room to not to exceed $2,755.
Second on the motion?
I'll second.
Seconded by Tadia. Any discussion on it? All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries 4-0.
All right. Thank you.
All right. And item 10, new business. Item A, discussion and action, necessary action on the recommendation from the Plan Commission to approve the Haas Farms preliminary plat for Town of Lisbon, care of Mike Carrick Homes, for the properties located at West 275 North 9101, Lake 5 Road, Town of Lisbon, LSB tax key 167.999.001 and 0167.999, subject to conditions of approval set forth by the Department of Administration, Waukesha County Parks and Land Use, the town planner and engineer, and recommendation to the Waukesha County of the same.
So we're moving forward with the Haas Farms preliminary plat. We're still on track for closing on July 1st. The only thing that Mr. Carrick wanted approval on before closing was the preliminary plat, which this is probably the easiest preliminary plat and subdivision I've ever seen, knock on wood. It's actually going quite smoothly. He actually wants to start building in the fall. I mean, he wants first lift in by like November. So he's looking to get this going. But there's some minor conditions, you know, close up some bearings, some landmarks, legal notice stuff or legal description items, extraterritorial zoning by Richfield, which they're already working on, and the county has some minor adjustments. I'm not too concerned about what needs to be done with that, so I recommend we can approve that and get that going to the county. And other tasks we're working on with the subdivision, we've got a developers agreement that's just about ready to go to Plan Commission, then it'll come to Town Board. Engineers working on the construction plans and the letter of credit costs. And we got the declaration of restrictions today, and we're moving along. So I recommend approval of the preliminary plat subject to everybody's conditions.
I make a motion. We approve the Haas Farms preliminary plat by Carrick Builders, subject to the conditions of approval set forth by the Department of Administration, Waukesha County Parks and Land Use, the town planner and engineer, and recommendations to Waukesha County of the same.
All right, motion made by Linda. Anyone
I'll
second?
second it.
Seconded by Becky. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Item B, discussion and necessary action to have Farner Asphalt Sealers apply GSB 88 to the roads in the Hillside Meadow subdivision at a cost not to exceed $83.40. I talked with DPW Director Stefano on this, and he has a mini verbal presentation for the board.
Yeah, so I've been wanting to do this actually for a couple of years, and I've talked to him about it. We've kind of thrown numbers around, and it just never worked out, or we just never got this far. But something that since we've invested all this money in our roads over the last few years, this is a just to symbolize it, glorified asphalt sealer like you'd put on your driveway, right? But it's gonna go on a road, and you know, if you stay on your driveway and you keep sealing your driveway year after year, every other year, I think you know your driveway stays pretty nice. You know, it doesn't get cracked up. Same concept as going to this. Now you don't have to do it as often, but it's something you'd like to do within the first 5 years of new asphalt, and we're right about at that point. But that subdivision held up very well, and he looked at it and liked that, and it's kind of close to our shop to monitor a little bit. So I don't like calling it a test by no means. It's proven out there. Uh-oh. No volume. Hello.
Don't mind me.
And it's proven in other municipalities, Germantown, Macon, I've talked to guys, they like it a lot. It's just it preserves the pavement, kind of keeps it soft, it eliminates it from cracking quicker. Obviously it's going to crack, it's Wisconsin, we have the freeze thaws here, and that kills it. But this just helps, and it's a minimal cost where if we can extend that road 5 years, you know, that subdivision on a ballpark is $150,000 to $200,000 for a redo. So if you can spend $8,000 and get 5 years out of it, it's pretty much a no-brainer. And I get the fact that we could do a ton of this around, and I just wanted to do this area to monitor it a little bit, see how it goes, once, and kind of move forward next year and maybe start picking up more roads.
So you're suggesting we pay for it?
Correct.
Or the developer?
No, this is an existing, this is our baby now. We own this subdivision, so.
Okay.
Yeah, this is long closed out developer-wise. So
Is this the new
It'd be-
subdivision that's going in?
no, it's the one if you go down Hillside to the dead end now by the church.
Yes.
You hang a left on Wildwood
yes,
and
yes.
Conservancy. There's majority of the homes are built out. I think there might be a lot or two left, but it's just it's a good road to do it on. It doesn't get a lot of traffic. It'll be a nice test to see how it holds up, and it'd be very similar to doing a chip seal, which we would do on a road to maintain it. But this is just a different style, and a road that isn't cracked up yet, which is what we're going to have a lot of, obviously, because we just did the 26 miles. This is something we could really take advantage of, and if we thought that road lasts 20 years, 25, and we could get 25 to 30 out of it, I think it's huge. So, I mean, I've heard rumors, and I don't, stories. Like they did a parking lot at Ford Motor Company that they just kind of would always do this every so often, and this is like a 40-year-old parking lot that looks awesome, and how true is that, salesman, right? But I mean, somebody's got to have a story out there about it. But it's not like I'm the first guy to ever use it. This stuff's been around for a long time. It's a very good product. It's just, I think, you start adding it up. And in a lot of areas around here don't have roads that have the conditions for it. I mean, we all drive on these roads. We know what's going on throughout the county and the money that isn't going in the road. So if your road's all cracked out and garbage, you're not going to do this. So that's why it just isn't super popular around here, because you need a decent road. Well, we have a lot of decent roads, and this might be awesome. So,
How many miles, and what is the,
I was trying to think of that today, and I just forgot to do it on the computer, but if I had to guess, that area is half a mile with the two combined. It just comes in and then turns to that cul-de-sac. It's not that, maybe a little over half mile. So,
Yeah. And this is within the crack
yeah.
fill and
Sorry.
chip seal budget.
I was briefed on saying that, and I totally just kept jabbering about other stuff by my liaison over there. But yeah, we'd have the $100,000 budget for crack filling and chip sealing. That's all in there. We just haven't done a lot of chip seal as of late. So we had the $86. I got it in there, $85,600 out of the 100, leaving us with $14,400, and we have $83. We still have a little wiggle room there. Still, you'd still come in under budget for the year. So I think it's a really good thing that I say try. I don't like saying that because we're not in an experiment. This is going to work. It's just I want to be able to see it with our own eyes. So
And one thing,
it's not a waste, regardless. If we don't do it again for some reason, it won't be wasting. We won't be wasting it. It'll definitely help. It's just, is it going to make sense for us when we start weighing out the miles we did? On cost, that's where it would be. But we have the money, and this is a great place to try it.
and we're not taking away from any projects of crack.
Correct. Ideally,
filling
that
or
money
crack
would have
sealing that
stayed
we-
in there and just went back into the general fund. Chances are, I had nothing else planned for that. The only little thing, he's going to crack fill before he does this because he'd like to crack seal everything up right before you go over the top of it. So that was a $1,400 thing that I'm like, it's under $5,000. I'm like, we'll take care of that quickly. still all within budget, and we'll do that first, and we'll do this. But that's why I brought this to you, because it's obviously a little bit more money.
All right.
Who's he?
Farner, the guy Joe Bass that we deal with, in the past, he's been the same guy that
How many
I've dealt
homes are
with.
in that subdivision?
Put me on the spot tonight. I'm gonna
I'm
say,
sorry.
no, you're fine. 10, dozen, 15 maybe.
The only question I would have
Yeah.
is because there's so few homes over there, would it give us a true evaluation that it's working?
It's a good question. We're gonna do it in subdivisions. I don't know if I would do it on a main road ever, because I like a chip seal on a bigger, heavier
Right,
traveled
right.
road where you put the
Right.
bigger stones on it.
Right.
So yeah, you'd put it into maybe a Wooded Hills over here, or even your subdivision. You're gonna have more cars than they would.
Exactly.
So it's a good question, but I think it's a good start. We just see how it holds up, and then maybe next year we'll have a little extra money. Let's go throw it in Rolling Hills or Wooded Hills, somewhere that's 3 years old now, and that's a perfect candidate for it. And just keep seeing how it holds up.
Okay.
Because like I said, it's not going to be a waste. It's just new to us. So yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Any other questions on? All right. I'll make a motion to approve the estimate for Farner to apply the GSB 88 with a amount not to exceed $8,300 and $8,340. We'll get that out there. All right. Is there a second? Seconded by Tadia. Any discussion? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
All right. And item 11, adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
Motion made by Tadia, seconded by Linda. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Meeting is adjourned.
All right. Thank you, everybody.